Hey guys, Michael here. Today I have something different to share with you. So a little backstory on me. Growing up, I followed in my dad's footprints and just kind of helped him around the house, holding the flashlight while he worked on the car, just following him, and I think that's what got me to this day just wanting to build stuff. One of the things he was able to do, or he did well, that I thought was he could weld. And it was just amazing watching him weld stuff and fabricate things. He made a aluminum table. I actually have it sitting over here, just a simple aluminum table, but just, I'm amazed by it and I want to hang on to it forever. He made a weight bench when I was a teen. I would work out on that weight bench and I really wish I still had that, but I don't know why, I don't have it anymore. Also, he made a fireplace insert that's just amazing, and my parents still actually use that fireplace insert today at their home. So yeah, I've always wanted to learn how to weld just after seeing him do that. Well, I recently had a company reach out to me by the name of Troozy, and they said, hey, we'd like to send you a welder, get your opinion on it, and just, let us know what you think. And I was a little hesitant on doing that, mainly because I've never welded before. And I don't know if I'll be able to do it justice being able to showcase that on my channel here. But you know what, thinking back what my dad can do and stuff like that, and the want to weld myself, I said, you know what, yes, I'm gonna do it, let's go for it. So they sent me a welder, and I was a little shocked when I first received the box. So this box right here is the box that the welder came in, and I was thinking, there's no way that this little box contains a welder, and sure enough, it does. And I'll show you what the welder looks like here in a second, but let me share with you what comes in the box in addition to the welder. In the box, you get 2 leads that come with it. Now this is a stick welder, so you're gonna need a little welding rod to put in here. You get this lead, this is I think a 6-foot lead that holds the welding rod. And then you also get this lead. This lead is, you attach it to the steel to make that current for the welding. Also, included in the box, you'll get a small wire brush with a little hammer end on the other end, so you can knock off the slag when you're welding, when you finish welding, and clean it up with the brush. And then also you get a 220 to 110 adapter. This does not do any kind of conversion. It just allows you to plug into a 220 wall outlet and have this 110 outlet so you can plug your welder in here. So, speaking of the welder, this is the Rilon 160GS. It is a 160 amp stick welder. This is what it looks like. It's a little bitty small package. It feels nice and sturdy. It has a steel top to it. It has plastic ends. It's got 2 connections on the front for your leads. It's got a power button on the front and a dial to dial from 40 amp all the way to 160 amp, which is the maximum this welder can go to. And it also has a power switch on the back. So I do need to go to the store and get a few other items before I get started trying to weld for the first time. I'm gonna get some gloves, a welding helmet, and also you're gonna need some rods. Now this one, the welding rods, this accepts a 3/32 rod and also a 1/8 inch. I think I'm gonna get a 3/32 just for getting started. I'm gonna head out now, and then we'll come back and try to weld with this Rilon welder. Let's see how it goes. Okay, so through the magic of video editing, I am back from the store and I picked up a few things. So I picked up some welding gloves, and I picked up some 3/32 welding rods. And finally, I picked up this welding helmet right here. As far as other safety items goes, I have a leather apron that I use when I'm woodworking, so I'm gonna wear that to help protect me. And I already had a welding jacket, brand new, just sitting around. I have not had a chance to use it, but I finally do, so I'm excited to use that. So let's grab everything, head outside, and let's get started welding. Okay, so I'm all set up outside. It is so hot out here. It's about 91, 92 degrees right now. It's supposed to get up to like 113 feels like temperature. It is burning up out here, so I'm gonna try to get this done while it's somewhat cool. But yeah, I have my 1/4 inch plate. I'm going to see if I can start up an arc on there and run a bead or 2 on there just to see how well this goes, and let's record this process. So for a welding helmet, I picked up this Chicago Electric. This is an automatic dimming welding helmet. This was about $40, so this is so far the beside the welder itself, this is probably the most expensive investment. The leather gloves were, I don't know, $6-7, and the rods, they weren't that expensive either. So far this is a pretty inexpensive getting started, you know, welding and being able to repair some small stuff. Of course, the Rilon welder itself, this is the most expensive. However, this is not an expensive welder. So let's see if this Rilon welder can actually put down a bead. But before I do that, I've always wanted to do this. So here we go. It's not as much fun as I thought it would be, but yeah, it does look cool when other people do it. All right, let's get everything plugged in and let's get started welding. That is not pretty. Let's try it again. And all I'm trying to do is run a consistent bead across it. Okay. Let me show you what this looks like. This was attempt number 1. That was attempt number 2. For you welders that actually know what you're doing, what are your thoughts on those 2 first tries? All right, so I'm just gonna keep on trying. That welding rod actually goes down faster than I thought it would. But yeah, let me get to practicing some more. Well, there you go. I was able to put down some beads for the very first time with you all watching. It was a little intimidating. I have a hard time gauging how far above the steel I am with the rod and how fast it deteriorates and you have to keep pushing down. That's just practice. I need to practice on that. But can this Rilon weld? Yes, I'd say this does a good job and is able to put down a bead and be able to weld light gauge steel. I didn't have any issues with it. So yeah, I would say it's definitely beginner friendly, and out of the box, it's ready to go. You do have to buy some additional supplies. The wire brush they provide is ample enough to get started. I do recommend probably getting a better wire brush eventually, and because that one's going to wear out, it's pretty thin. And then also probably a better chipping hammer to be able to chip away the slag off of that. Troozy, I do want to say thank you so much for sending me this Rilon 160GS. I had a lot of fun, and I'm going to have a lot more fun as I start practicing and getting used to welding more. I appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you next time.